fine with that? Would you be fine with that, sir? See, I'm here today, taking time off for work I've been doing at Imperial College, where in my field of psychiatry, I've taken an interest in using psychedelics, in using DMT, LSD, for people like this guy here. Get a life, get some new material, you're effing boring. That's what my mother-in-law used to say to me. And my psychotherapist. I think that would be quite good psychotherapy, because I have done a little bit of psychotherapy, as you know, because I'm a psychiatrist, and sometimes I feel like saying that to the patients, do you know what I mean? Get some new material. Don't bore me with all your sad, sorrowful, pitiful, self-pitiful stories. Get some new material. Anyway, so we're looking to recruit people who are miserable using psychedelics to see if we can get you a little bit less miserable. Oh yeah, but you look quite happy already, I'm afraid. I don't think you... I'm sorry, we have to start with the miserable people. You're already happy enough as it is. These guys here though, mind you, they look a bit... Yes? Would you like to be a bit less miserable? Happy days? Happy? Just inform your face of it then. You know, I mean, we can all benefit from it, rather than having to look at your miserable faces. No, don't get me wrong, I understand why you're miserable. You've got good reason to be miserable. I'd be miserable if I was you. What's that? We are looking, ladies and gentlemen, to recruit people for our latest trial, where we are looking at using MDMA, ketamine, psilocybin mushrooms, LSD, and for hardcore miserable people like this lady here, Ibogaine. Now Ibogaine is not for the weak-hearted. Ibogaine is an ayahuasca-like thing that people take to get over serious addiction. And many of us have got serious addictions, don't they, sir? Don't they? Yes. We are using all of these things, and ayahuasca as well, to try and help people be less miserable than they are. And unfortunately, there's a lot of misery around. Just look at the people coming past here. If you know anybody that's miserable, please refer them to our program where we are testing MDMA, cannabis, psilocybin mushrooms, LSD, Ibogaine, ketamine, and frankly anything we can get our hands on. We are testing young people and old who are struggling with being miserable. Some of them are pretending that everything is okay, like this guy here for example, pretending that everything's okay but inside completely lost, has no idea what on earth he's doing on the planet. We are looking for recruits to our new trial where we will be using MDMA, ketamine, cannabis, magic mushrooms, LSD, Ibogaine and ayahuasca to try and sort out your misery. What's that? Do I have a reefer? A 3-5? I'm a professional, mate. I work in laboratories. I don't just go on the streets and do this stuff. This is serious stuff. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't be playing around with this stuff. You should be using it to get over all of your serious problems. All your traumas, you know. Like the trauma of being born in the first place for no good reason. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I work as a psychiatrist and I make most of my living at the moment drug dealing on behalf of big pharmaceutical companies. And I'm glad to tell you that business is doing well at the moment. We've got a lot of people on a lot of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. So business is doing well. Unfortunately, the patients aren't doing so well. So I've been looking into the use of MDMA, mushrooms, ketamine, cannabis, ibogaine and ayahuasca, but not all at the same time. That would not be a wise thing to do. We are looking for people who are miserable to be part of our trial to try and reverse your misery using MDMA, cannabis, LSD, 2CB, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, and for the hardcore addicts amongst you, you know who you are. Ibogaine. Crack? No, we don't do crack. Sorry. No, we don't really have crack down in the laboratory. Not the greatest, is it? Where do we keep it all? I'm not going to tell you that, am I? And ladies and gentlemen, we are suffering from a mental health epidemic, far worse than COVID. Suicide is the biggest killer of men aged between 18 and 30. I just made that bit after the 18 and 30, but it's something like that. It's a lot. And many of these people may be able to be helped by some psychedelics. And we are looking to help miserable people here today see if they can get over their misery and get them to stop complaining about everything. So some of you here are deeply miserable inside. You're probably addicted to all sorts of things already. You're addicted, aren't you? Already at your age. Because inside something's not quite right. You're not looking at the right things, and that's why maybe when you're older you can be involved in the trial, but I'm afraid you're a bit too young. Now we are here from Imperial College recruiting miserable people to be part of our trial to see if DMT, MDMA, magic mushrooms and LSD, not all together mind you, can help you. We are looking particularly for people who are depressed and have tried everything else. The sort of people, are you depressed? Right. Okay, we're looking for people to recruit. We've got a trial coming up. We're looking to see if you can be helped with some MDMA, madam. But you have to go through MDMA-assisted therapy. You can't just take the MDMA and like dance the night away. That's not the idea, I'm afraid. No, I'm afraid not. You have to go through some MDMA-assisted therapy, guys. Have you ever had therapy, you two? Have you? How was it? You had family therapy? Did it work? Did it work? Yeah, he did, yes. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately these guys are a little bit young to be part of the trial. But if you know anybody that's really miserable, the type of person that's complaining incessantly about how bad their lives are, please approach me and we can talk about getting them in the trial to see if MDMA, magic mushrooms, DMT, acid, I think I need some Tottenham fans. Really? Is that what they like? Yes? Many people here are putting a brave face on things, but deep down they're really depressed underneath. And we are offering people in our trial an opportunity to try ketamine, MDMA, cannabis, psilocybin, ayahuasca and ibogaine for the real hardcore addicts amongst you. Are you depressed, sir? You're really awful? You've got a crappy life? Yeah? Terrible life, okay, good. Have you tried antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication? You like the sound of the cannabis? Alright, well fair enough. Give me your name and number and we'll put you on the cannabis trial. Yes? But you have to make sure you take your medication on a regular basis. Can we rely on you that you'll take it in the right amount 3 times a day? Okay, fine. Well, give me your number and you can be a part of the trial. We are looking for participants in our trial. I'm a psychiatrist with an interest in use of psychedelic medicine to try and sort out your miserable problems. There are some people who have reacted and responded well to various substances that I personally have spent years testing out. A range from ketamine, MDMA, magic mushrooms, LSD, ayahuasca, ibogaine, and cannabis.